Hello YouTube, this is Crosscheck and welcome once again to another very exciting update from the Microsoft Flight Simulator team. Today's development update is for March 5th, 2020. Today's update is quite small, but we do have important information for the next updates, and of course we also have pretty pictures. The last update, the February 27th update, I did not do. I apologize. I was quite rather busy on those days and the update was quite small. There wasn't much going on there, but there are some really nice pictures over there as well, so I'm gonna be going through those images in this video as well. We're gonna start with the pretty pictures from this update. After that, we're gonna talk a little bit about the important message regarding the next updates and some information regarding them as well. After that, we're gonna end up with the pretty pictures that were uploaded on the last update, as mentioned, February the 27th. Alright, so hold on because we got a lot of pretty pictures to see today, and let's start with this. The first image, it's called Ascend. Image taken by Skinfermin4112. And I really like the composition in this one. I think it looks really cool. It seems it is a kind of wide angle lens, what we got going on here. Obviously the beautiful Bonanza. It's just sometimes hard to process that everything we see in this image is vanilla in a flight simulator. It is tremendous. Next image is called Approach Scaled by Slid Hydra 647449er, and we got some really nice detail regarding the landing gear. And yeah, we definitely have some amazing levels of detail. Yeah, of course it's not the most amazing level of detail that I've ever seen, but keeping in mind these are default aircraft on a simulator. Yeah, this level of detail is pretty amazing. I'm really happy with it. Of course, the reflections look absolutely stunning. Again, the simulator does not have ray tracing, but it has a trick under its sleeves, a kind of ray tracing of its own. So it's really interesting. I really like the reflections of this simulator. I think they look fantastic, and they do not require you to have a RTX graphics card. It does seem like we are having a sunset at the moment. Beautiful colors. The city lights are looking great. And we can see a little airfield below us. Pretty cool. Next image is called Barcelona. I wonder where it is taken. I just love the detail that we can find in the buildings. So much stuff going on in them. They are very similar, but at the same time, very different. That is awesome. If I'm not mistaken, that would be the Barcelona Cathedral down there, which I will agree, it doesn't look perfect, but still looks good in my opinion. I mean, VFR is absolutely doable in this condition. The trees and all that, it looks really great. Beautiful scenery. Now we have a picture called Bucharest by Jarlas Alexander II, and again I wonder where it is. Well, yeah, Bucharest obviously. Now that building over there, quite big, I think it's the Parliament building in Bucharest, being Romania's capital. Again, just beautiful attention to detail. BFR is not only completely possible, but also extremely enjoyable for what I can see. The next picture is just called Castle, and it is by DJ72. And you can thank my ignorance for not knowing where this is, but clearly it should be a kind of castle. And I think this image is really cool because it is at ground level. The composition is just amazing, to be honest. It has an interesting depth of field, enough for the tree line that is in front of us to be blurred while the castle is completely focused, and as it is the background. If 1 year ago you would show me this picture and you would have told me that this is a picture taken on a flight simulator with no mods, I would have beaten the crap out of you for lying to me like that. But yeah, here we are now. That's insane. Now this image is called Cruise by Realist Erdu, and no idea where we are other than over the ocean, it seems, or I don't know, maybe a Great Lake, and it does look pretty. Sometimes less is more. And now this image is called Desert. It was taken by Battle 777, and it looks gorgeous. I just love the textures that the desert can give us. But now there is something weird behind the aircraft to the right, on his left wing, to the right of the left wing that we can see. There is a line, there is a big contrast on each side of that line. I am not sure what is going on in there, but it most definitely looks weird. And I think it's okay for the Microsoft Flight Simulator team to upload pictures like this, because it shows that this is real. I mean, it's just people flying around, trying the simulator, taking pictures wherever they are at. And there are issues, yeah, I mean, that should be expected. It doesn't really take away from the fact that it is shaping up to be the most amazing flight simulator we have laid our eyes on. I am not sure what is going on there, but it's okay. This image is called 4. I wonder why. Maybe because we are flying over a golf course. This image was taken by Skelly61, and again, impressive levels of detail. In the future, we're just gonna need some mods that allow us to play as golf down there, just to land in our little aircraft close to the clubhouse and go take some shots, play 9 holes, something like that, and jump into your aircraft and fly to somewhere else to play some other 9 holes maybe. That would be amazing. But yeah, probably not in the near future. But yeah, I can guarantee you that we're gonna have a simulator at some point. Maybe based on this one, maybe. That we can actually do a lot of activities with a depiction of the real world. And I think that is gonna be great. Now this image is called Whitecaps by Mo Media 1. And I think this image is particularly interesting because we can see the sea is quite rough right now. And what we've been able to see in the videos and stuff like that is when we have really windy conditions, though the ocean picks up strength. So in this image, what I can see is that we are having a windy situation. We have a little bit of rough weather maybe. The ocean just looks incredible. And absolutely, the shallow depth of field really helps the image look a little bit more dramatic. But I really like this image. I think it looks awesome. And just the tones of blue that we have here, whites and blues, it's beautiful. Beautiful image. Now we have this image called Warm Up by Jonas Alexander too. I can only assume he's warming up. And yeah, I think it's really nice because we can see the vehicle behind the aircraft, the ground vehicle, that it has a decent amount of detail. That is awesome. And of course the clouds, they never stop to amaze me. These clouds are just insane. Maybe a lot of people don't understand the complexity of depicting real clouds in something like a simulator. This is just insane. This is a whole new level insane. And now we have this image called Suburbs by Lewis Kelly 02. You can see the beautiful belly of the aircraft, its landing gear, and again, amazing level of detail in the scenery. Just astonishing. It is getting really hard to differentiate between real life and simulation. Of course, if you watch closely to this image, I think it is quite clear this is simulation, mostly because of the textures on the landing gear. Maybe the person that was playing on the simulator, in this case it would be Lewis Kelly, was not running with the resolution at the highest level. That might be it. But yet the scenery looks crazy, crazy, crazy. Now this one is called Robbed Scale by Thomas 3302. We can see his stadium. I'm sorry, I have no idea where we are at, but I love how this looks. And it seems there is an ongoing game because there are a lot of vehicles. That's so awesome. Also, I am calling the police because it seems someone has not activated its copy of Windows. Now we have this image called Peru. Again, wonder where this is taken. This is by Tom Laut, 1980. And what amazing scenery. Now, countries like Peru, they are not going to be receiving as much love as other first world countries, of course, with the satellite imagery. But, as we can see right here, we have a very decent amount of detail. Very, very decent. I think it should make flying there an absolute pleasure. And now we have Line Up by Icon32, and clearly he's trying to line up with the runway. And if I had to take a guess, oh man, I mean, it doesn't look like it, but it kinda does. I would say this is Lowy. That would be Innsbruck in Austria. I'm just taking a wild guess, but if I had to put my money on something, that would be it. Having a little bit of trouble there, obviously, to line up, and he is quite above the glide slope. So there is a lot of work to be done from here. And if that wasn't bad enough, over 100 knots, that's a little bit fast for current position. Hopefully he managed to land this thing. Alright, and the last image from this update. This is called Jordan by Active Nasrabi. So I'm assuming this is from the country Jordan in the Middle East. And again, the textures in these areas are just magnificent. Yeah, there is something a little bit weird by how they are stretched into the rock formations. It's clearly not perfect. It looks a little bit weird, but that being said, I still think it looks absolutely fantastic. More than enough for a successful VFR flight, definitely. And again, beautiful clouds. Okay, so we are finished with these pictures. We are still going to go through the pictures that the team uploaded on the last update. But before that, let's jump into the news for today. Okay, so to start things off, these are not really the greatest news, but they're not bad either. They're just like news, I guess. It reads, in light of recent health concerns, I'm gonna avoid saying the C word because I don't want YouTube to leave me on the street. Anyway, in light of recent health concerns, we've asked the team to focus on their health and well-being. As a result, our normal development updates will be scaled back over the next few weeks as we continue to monitor the situation. On behalf of the entire team, we express our sincere apologies for the impact this decision has on our community. We will do our best to continue providing status updates and look forward to resuming regular postings in the near future. Microsoft Flight Simulator team. So yeah, that does kind of bum me out a little bit, but I'm really happy that the health of the development team is being looked after. So yeah, I'm gonna have to be making content out of thin air. Yeah, no, but that's actually cool because I have some really cool ideas that I want to throw at you guys. So yeah, stick around because it's gonna be really interesting, even though maybe the Microsoft Flight Simulator team will not be updating us as much as we want. There is a lot of digging around that we can do and a lot of really interesting stuff that we can be discussing. So yeah, be sure to subscribe and click on that bell to stay up to date with lots of goodies coming into this channel. This channel will not be scaling down, so keep that in mind. Anyway, alright, so what can we expect from the next update? As we know, the Feature Discovery Series Episode 8, which is multiplayer, was supposed to come out on the 12th. Thankfully, it still is tracking for a March 12th release. Let's hope that doesn't change. We're gonna have a timeline update for pre-release build testing. We're gonna have an update on a new alpha build that is coming very, very soon. We're gonna have an update on the next round of alpha invitations. We're gonna have another update from the development roadmap for April and May. And they mentioned that this is going to be worth paying attention to. So yes, stick around guys. Next update seems to be really interesting. Also, we're gonna receive an update on the feedback snapshot preview. Finally, we're gonna get the partnership series update that we haven't received in quite a while and we have been expecting to. We are also getting an SDK update and we are getting an update regarding the Feature Discovery Series. So yeah, some big things are coming on the horizon. And that is it for this update, but now let's go and jump into the images of last update, the one I didn't do, but still, of course, absolutely worth checking out. And let's go! This one is from Myconi32. This one is called Mountain. And that may be because there are mountains in this picture. Ooh. It does appear that we are having a beautiful sunset going on over here. Beautiful gradient of colors. Just looks amazing. I love flying between mountains. I think it's one of the most beautiful things you can do. Of course, you gotta be careful with updrafts and downdrafts. They can be quite dangerous. But still, it looks absolutely beautiful. And there always seems to be a beautiful river just dancing between the mountains. It's just amazing. Next image by Yahoo 2K. It's called Poland. And if I'm not mistaken, that building is Warsaw's Palace of Culture. We got some really weird tree textures in the ground right there, but ignoring those, the building looks absolutely insane. It's amazing. For some reason, the roof on the building that is closest to us is really, really shiny. I think it just got polished because it's insane the amount of reflection that thing has. Or maybe really wet. I think that's kind of weird. Maybe that is the way it is supposed to be or to look like when it rains, but as far as I can tell over here, it's not raining. But yeah, this image looks absolutely amazing. It is obviously taken on the golden hour, as most of the most pretty pictures that we see here are. The composition is really, really cool. I like the little aircraft on the top right, banked a little bit. It looks really cool, contrasting with those beautiful clouds. We have the beautiful building, those amazing golden hour colors. Yeah, great image. And now we have this image which is called Rain, and we can see visibility is quite low and he's coming in quite high. And regarding the speed, he could have been doing much better on this approach. So yeah, I'm not expecting a soft landing or a landing at all, if I'm being honest. But it looks incredible. Incredible. I just love how low visibility and Rain looks in this simulator. It looks so good. Now this image is called short grass, and it comes in contrast with very tall grass that we've seen in many other pictures. This is actually quite short and it looks really nice. I love the colors of this image. The greens are great, the blues are great, beautiful clouds, beautiful little aircraft. Having mountains is always a plus, of course. Love this image. Absolutely amazing. And now this image is called Mercedes. I have no idea why. But yeah, it looks alright. I think the buildings look a little bit boxy in this image in particular, and the textures are not maybe the highest level that they could be, but it looks decent anyway. So that's really interesting. Now we have this image called Thunder 1 by Parorng. Again, the desert, and yeah, there is something about the desert and this big Grand Caravan. It's just great, and the clouds are pretty nice. Now I have this image by Soapy Diamond Triple Tree, and it's called Undulating. So I'm assuming he was kind of undulating over the runway, but I love how this image looks like. It is not during the golden hour, but I think this is actually great because the blues in the sky and in the mountains, the greens, it just looks beautiful, the runway. I love this image. This is absolutely beautiful. It just feels like a fresh breeze in a summer day. I don't know, it looks beautiful. I want to be there. It looks absolutely beautiful. Now this image, it's called B, and oddly enough, it doesn't feature any type of aircraft in the image, but we can see the Burj Khalifa, the tallest building currently in the world as far as I am concerned. And yeah, it is looking really good. Of course, Dubai is one of those places you must fly into on the new flight simulator. Beautiful. What an amazing level of detail. Now we have another image by Soapy Diamond 333. This one is called Foggy. And yeah, clearly it is a little bit foggy and it looks awesome. I just love these pictures. Now we have a picture from Gary Wink, and this is in Hong Kong. Yeah, I love it. I love how Hong Kong looks during a sunset. I love the city illumination. I think the buildings could have much better illumination. Mostly speaking about the buildings on the right, it seems like none of those have lights on, or at least visible. But on the streets and some other buildings do have much more illumination, and they look great. But yeah, I think it just needs a little bit more of love from the development team. But it's looking really good. Of course, the reflections in the water are just great. And this one is called Lights, and in contrast to the other that I was being a little picky regarding the lights, I think the lights in this one look really cool. Quite intense. It looks awesome. I just love how this is looking. Nice. I love it. And yeah, we are now finished. Thank you very much for sticking around. Expect some really interesting videos on these next few days. And of course, expect the next update on the 12th. That is 1 week from today. So yeah, stick around, hit that subscribe button. If you enjoyed this video, please do leave a like. I really appreciate that. Happy flying! Cross check out.